point slope form, this is the next type of form we're going to be talking about. So far we've talked about slope intercept form, y equals mx plus b. We've talked about standard form, ax plus by equals c. And now we're getting ready to talk about point slope form. So point slope form looks like this. It says y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. What you need to recognize here is that we're going to substitute numbers in for where I'm highlighting. So we're going to have an ordered pair, x comma y, and we're going to put numbers in for those. And then we're going to replace the m with a value as well. So the first thing I want to talk about doing before we actually write something in point slope form is we're going to talk about graphing a line given the slope and a point. So just like we do when we are graphing slope intercept form, we're always going to start with an actual point, not the slope. So we are going to be graphing the point first. So I'm going to find 1 and 1 negative 8 right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do rise over run to come up with my line. So I'm going to rise 2 and run 3. Rise 2 and run 3. And I come up with my line. Perfect. It is a positive slope. I can feel secure in my answer because my slope is going in the positive direction. It's climbing. The second one, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to graph the line given the slope and a point. So once again, we always want to start with a point. So we're going to graph our point first. 3, negative 3 is right there. Now this slope, we actually want to make it a fraction. So negative 2 over 1, rise over run. Or we could describe it as 2 over negative 1, rise over run. I'm going to use both of these slopes in order to come up with the picture. So rise negative 2 means I'm falling 2 and I'm running 1. Fall another 2, run 1. Or I could use this one. I could rise 2 and go to the left 1. That would be negative. Notice how I have negative slope on there. Continuing on. A couple more of these before we start writing that equation in point slope form. So we're going to graph this line. Once again, graph your point first. 0, 1. Describe your slope as fraction form. So 1 over 1, or we could say negative 1 over negative 1. So from this point, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, as many times as we want, or down 1 to the left 1. Down 1 is negative 1, to the left 1 is negative 1. Notice how we have that positive slope, which is what we wanted, because 1 is positive. Another example, this time we have a slope of 0. Slope of 0, hopefully you have in your mind, oh, slope of 0 looks like this, it's a horizontal line. Slope of 0 you can ski on, we've talked about that. What I have here is I'm going to graph a negative 2 and a 3. A slope of 0 is a horizontal line, so I'll just draw a horizontal line that goes through that point, and I will be done. I have a few more of these. I'm going to go through these quickly. What you should be trying to do, oh, I lied. That was my last one. What we're going to start to do is start writing those in point slope form, and then we're going to rewrite it into slope intercept form. So let's remind ourselves what each of these are. Point slope form looks like this. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And from the beginning I told you we were going to substitute in for these values right there. And then slope intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So our answer is going to be in a y equals form at the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down x, y underneath here. I'm going to substitute negative 2 in for the x, and I'm going to substitute 5 in for the y, and I'm going to substitute negative 2/3 in for the m. So I have y minus y sub 1 is 5 equals my slope, negative 2/3, x minus x sub 1 is negative 2. Yes, I have a minus minus here. Well, let's fix that up. Let's change that up a bit. Let's simplify that. So it's actually x plus 2. What I will finish this problem up on the next video. So all I've done so far is I've written this in point slope form.